Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Organic Minds Podcast. We getting to it today, man. We got a couple topics, tapping in with everybody. Good to see y'all this morning. You know, I've been running around trying to get everything together, trying to make everything better. So good morning, y'all. What y'all getting into? I'm going to do some podcasts, start doing them in the evening too sometimes to really see how everything going. I noticed that in the morning times, I'm trying to get back to where I will be getting up doing them like I was doing them before, at like 6 in the morning to like 11, stuff like that, so I can catch everybody moving and going. But I'm still trying to get everybody acquainted, get everybody, welcome episode 9. So we still moving in a positive direction. And this morning, I wanted to build with y'all about the status of like how relationships in America are today. And I got a couple of videos. It's a couple like shows that's out. They're like dating shows, or shows where they expose somebody, like people that be cheating and not being faithful. And we're going to build about it. And we're going to use the shows. We're going to use what's going on and talk about the world. And I'm going to piggyback off those things to express more more topics that's understood by the masses, right? Or to be able to make them relatable. Because I think right now, everybody kept saying like, man, this market right now is treacherous. You know what I'm saying? For the people that be dating. Or this market right now, it ain't good for nobody. You know what I mean? So I kept hearing it. But then also just me sitting back and me paying attention to realize that love ain't love no more. You know what I'm saying? Our music today isn't as genuine as it was at one time. So we need a reason to, you know what I mean? We need a reason to be in love. So first, we're going to get started this morning with my first one that I brought to y'all. And it's crazy. So we're going to get to it and we're going to pause it, yo. Good morning, everybody. BH.
Welcome back to another episode on Jack TV. Today I have a crazy but yet very exciting video for you guys today. I'm in the airport right now, currently about to go to New York. You guys been asking me to travel, so now today is the day, you feel me? I always remind you guys, for those of you who are wanting to find out if your significant other is really loyal to you or not, to just simply reach out to me on Instagram to inquire about actually executing the test. And a lot of you have. Just like some of you, Sophia did the exact same thing. Sophia is from New York, and she reached out to me some time ago because she's been wanting me to come out there to help her figure out if her boyfriend, Isaiah, was cheating on her or not. If I'm being completely honest, I never got back with Sophia because at the time I was actually working on another test. So I took Sophia's Instagram name and I put it in a file with the city and name on it so I wouldn't forget about her. As time went on, I couldn't help but notice that more and more of my comments were suggesting that I travel. And even more of my inquiries started to come from all over the world. More time went by, maybe like a week, and then Nay reached out to me. Nay basically told me she's been dating her boyfriend Isaiah for 4 months, and she wanted to put him to the test because something just wasn't right with him. I asked her where was she from, and she responded, New York. I thought I was tripping, but I felt like I heard this story before. I even asked Nay, have we spoken prior to these messages, and she said no. So I went to pull my New York photo out, and I saw that both Nay and Sophia's boyfriend were both named Isaiah. If it were any other city, I would have thought nothing of it. But because at the time I only had 2 open inquiries from New York, I did some digging. So I then hit up Sophie and I asked her to send me a picture of her boyfriend. I text Nay and I asked her to do the same. And oh my God, both of these girls was dating the same guy in the same city and had no idea. But it's crazy because they both came to me for help because they thought he was cheating. Yeah, I'm about to go to New York right now. I'm surprised one of the girls, but I already scheduled an appointment with one of them. So one of them know I'm coming and one don't. And what they both don't know is that they're dating the same guy.
All you gotta do is
Oh, you've never used samples like this before. This is arcade.
Wilson.
Yes, sir.
They always mute on my mics at times. But we're gonna use this video. Good morning to everybody. If you come in the chat on the feed, please just comment, let me know, because the more you comment, if for everybody that say they're not getting notifications for the show, then when you comment in the feed, it kind of connects you to it. So when I go live, it'll start letting you know, depending on if you commented. So let me know that you in here, and let's go.
Here we go. My cameraman fucking up. You all right, bro? Yeah, bro. I need you to be on point when you come out here. You can't be running into the shit, man. I think it's her right here, Drip. Hello. I'm good, Jack. Nice to meet you, Sophia. I'm gonna give you a heads up and let you know that we're filming right now. So you guys, me and Sophia had already arranged to meet up in Times Square beforehand. She actually thinks that we're meeting there to come up with all the details for the test, not knowing that I already know that her boyfriend is cheating on her.
So my boyfriend Isaiah, our relationship is like fairly new. So he's just been acting mad sus. Like when I text him, he's just like, I can't respond right now. He doesn't answer my calls at certain points. But when he does answer, he's in the bathroom, which is like, when he does answer, sometimes he's usually in his room, like he has nothing to hide. But there are certain times when he's just like mad sus.
How long have y'all been together?
We've been together for about 5 months.
If you don't mind me asking, what do you do for like work?
Well, right now I'm a flight attendant.
So you travel a lot?
Yes.
What do he do?
So he works for the city, actually. He has a good job.
Not too long ago, probably like 3 weeks before you reach out to me, it was another girl. She goes by Nay. And y'all basically inquired about the same guy.
Nay?
Yeah. I can show you the picture.
Okay.
Just to make sure everything.
I mean, I know he's been acting sus, but I didn't know like they was him.
Is this him?
Yes, that's him.
Do you know her?
No, I've never seen her.
Yeah.
Before.
So today I'm actually supposed to meet up with her as well.
And so, what is she saying exactly?
When I reached out to her, she was basically telling me that the relationship that she's in with Isaiah is basically been going well.
Okay.
They want to start a family.
So wait, it's not a family.
But she was telling me that he was doing things that was weird, which made her wanted to like do the test just like you.
Well, that's so weird because he's been telling me that he wants to get more serious with our relationship. So why would he be at another girl's and her face saying he wants to start a family? Can I call him right now?
No, don't call him. Don't call him.
Because this is just crazy. Honestly, like I didn't expect to be embarrassed. This is mad stupid, like dumb. For him to be in my face saying that he wants to get more serious and even get an apartment together, that's wild.
He's promising a lot to both of you guys, and I just think you both deserve the truth. So I'm just here to help you out.
See, I think the first problem here is from the jump, like he said. He said that two people reached out to him, and he realized later, because he felt like he heard it before, that two different girls had inquired about the same guy because they felt like he wasn't loyal, right? So. And I watched a few of these shows and really started looking at this spiritually. So that's why I'm going to bring some of these to the forefront, because when I was watching, I feel like the public should know and everybody should have an understanding. So when I was watching these things, it went from entertainment and watching it to almost like a spiritual awakening while watching this. So I want y'all to pay attention to everything that happens, the mental aspect, how they deal when they see each other, the girls, the guys, all of this. And I want y'all to really pay attention and leave in comments how you feel about this.
I do that.
Well, I definitely want to confront him, for sure.
So Sophia agreed to meet up with Nate, so we were headed there now. Nate has no idea that I'm coming today. So not only will she be meeting me for the first time, she will be meeting Sophia as well. Nate suspected her boyfriend Isaiah of cheating, but I bet she never thought the girl he cheated with would be arriving at her very own doorstep.
These people, they can bring you more visibility. They can.
And I think that one of the things too that makes this very unique in today's time is that there's no sense of loyalty or faithfulness today. So a lot of time it exists, but it's in very bad place. So a lot of times we dealing with people who lying, who not being straight up. We dealing with people who not really always being the most, honest, not always doing what they supposed to do, So it makes it a little bit harder for us to be able to trust and understand today. Then the world, everything is such a fast pace. Nobody got patience. Nobody's teaching people what real love is. All the music telling us to don't worry about them. You know what I'm saying? F them, be to yourself. All our music back in the day told us F a woman. We don't need her. Now the music telling the women they don't need us. So we in a confused space. And we don't really know how to navigate it, because I watch it all the time, how to deal with each other, how to talk, how to communicate, how to navigate our emotions, right? How to look at each other, because we look at each other as enemies today. And I wanted that to really be, the thing that we all could stand on. Let me get this. I want to get this off my background. Hold on, y'all. But let's get back to it.
You don't have to stay downstairs only because, respectfully, Nate don't know what's going on, and she don't know about you. She really don't even know about me coming today. I'm kind of like just like surprising her. So I'm gonna see her and I'm gonna let her know. I'm gonna break everything down to her, and then if she's willing to let you come and want to meet you, then I'm gonna come back down and grab you.
Okay. I hope she don't be acting crazy because she don't even know. I didn't know it was a pop-up actually. I thought she knew ahead of time.
Now, see, everything is happening sporadically. It's like I'm kind of like freestyling right now, so I just don't want nothing crazy to happen because I don't know Nate, Nate don't know me, Nate don't know you. So that's what we're gonna do. So just wait down here, and I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna call you when to come up. All right, thank you. This is crazy. So she gave me the address about 3 weeks ago, so I know her room number. Hopefully she is here. I've traveled a long way. We in Harlem, right? Yeah. We in Harlem. Ten. All right, here you go right here. Oh shit. Jack. Shout out to Jack TV.
You should have said that to me.
How you doing? Is Nate here?
Nate, it's the door. Hey.
How you doing?
Oh my God, you really pulled up on me. What are you doing here?
What's good?
What's up?
What's good? Nice to meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you. Oh my God.
So we filming right now. You don't mind us filming, right?
No.
Did you come in?
I can't believe you're here. That's fire.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah. So, come on,
I'm excited, so.
How y'all doing?
Hello.
Good. Do they know what's going on?
What happened was I reached out to Jack like 3 weeks ago, about Isaiah. So I need to know what's really going on with him. Like, I need to know what's really good with him. Like, I'm not really feeling his vibe. His whole aura is screaming that he's up to no good.
He's a piece of shit. That's what he is.
What makes you say that?
Because he's sneaky. He's sneaky. He's always been sneaky.
Come on, Shy. Don't go crazy on him. We don't know yet. That's why we call Jack. We don't know yet.
Okay, let's see what Jack got to say.
Yeah,
let's see what Jack got to say. Since you got faith, let's see what Jack.
I do got a little bit of faith in my nigga, like I do. Let's see.
Well, your name was Shy?
Yeah, I'm Shy. I never trusted that nigga Isaiah.
Like when people inquire about loyalty tests, we kind of separate those from cities. This is the first time we're traveling and stuff like that, so we was just basically trying to pick what city we're gonna go to first based on the person's story. Yeah. So what stood out about yours the most was that basically you and another girl inquired about the same dude. Earlier today, before I came here, I met up with her. And she's actually downstairs. I didn't want her to come up here because I didn't know how you felt about that. And I didn't want to be disrespectful to your house.
Pull her up. Tell her to come up. Because I need to hear her side. Like,
yeah, but if I do go get her, just don't like. Just
go crazy?
I can't really promise that.
Like, I'm not making no promises, but I am going to keep it, like, really cute.
At the end of the day, you still got to understand that it's not her.
See, I don't understand. It's that logic that we got as a culture. So he told her, he said, look, actually, there's another girl in the city who inquired about the same guy. I got her downstairs. I didn't bring him upstairs, which I thought was smart, so there weren't no problems. But he was like, look, basically, I need y'all to promise me it ain't going to be no smoke if I bring her upstairs. Because both y'all getting played by the same dude. And her best friend and her, they're like, well, I can't really promise you that. For what reason? Okay, if one is a wife, let's say one is my wife. If one is my wife, and for example, and another one is my girlfriend, I can understand my wife being frustrated over somebody I'm messing with. But if they both my girlfriends, we both been dating for, let's say, a year or two, whatever the case, and I say, look, you hit me about cheating and my other homegirl messed with him too. And I say, yo, if I bring her over here, I don't want no beef. And they keep saying, well, I can't guarantee that. Why so much ratchet shit between women if the nigga playing you? See, it's that mindset. Like, they both getting played, but it's like, you can tell already, they're like, well, it depends. And I get it, because I know people say, well, what did she come upstairs disrespectful, da-da-da, which I get it. But on average, it's not that. Psychologically, it tells you, like, it's competition. Like, I've seen it many times in real life where a guy I know messing with two girls, they find out they're in the same spot, and next thing you know, the two girls start fighting, which make no sense, because why are y'all mad at each other instead of mad at this nigga? Now, if one of the girls felt like, nah, you knew about me because I know you, it's different and personal, but that's not what be happening most of the time. So that part is really weird on a psychological aspect of how women to fight over a man who really ain't good to neither one of them.
Fault. It's not your fault. It's his fault. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I need to hear from.
Or two dudes today, because men be fighting over women, right? So today it's almost opposite in a lot of ways.
I need to see what's going
Does she
on.
even know about
This
that?
is the bullshit I be talking about. This is what I be talking about right here.
I told you that
Pull
he
her-
wasn't shit.
Just pull her upstairs. Pull her upstairs.
I gotta get her.
That's
I gotta get a verbal agreement from you that you're not gonna either put your hands on her or do nothing to her. And really, like,
Jack, you in Harlem right now. What are you over here wanting me to make promises that I really can't?
Nah, but
I'm all the way. I'm all the way
can't-
tight right now. You're bugging out, like, cause we don't
She
even
better
know.
keep it cute, because if she get disrespectful, I can't make no promises. So you better tell her the same thing you're telling us.
no, for sure. Like, for sure, I do.
I
But
need to know what's going on.
I'm about to go get her and y'all can hash that out.
Wow, this is what I be talking about. This is what I be talking about.
I've been telling you this.
I should have told you to
I'm
fuck that
all
nigga. I
the way
didn't even
upset
know
right now.
since.
You was on him. You was telling her to fuck with him. So
Cause
what
he
you
was a
doing?
good dude in the beginning. He was
No,
nice,
he never. He
I
always
was so
sneaky.
excited to taking her on dates.
He was always sneaky. I always told y'all he's sneaky. We in Harlem. I always find out shit. I told you this nigga was no good.
All right, so Sophia, I just went up there. I talked to Nay. She's a little on edge because it's just news to her, just like it was news to you. So I kind of made her make a promise that nothing was gonna left. But I'm not gonna lie, she emotional, so kind of keep that in mind. And I'm gonna make the same promise with you. Like,
Just as emotional because, like, I've been seeing Isaiah for 5 months. Okay, like, I know it's really new, but he's just been full-fledged, like, serious about this relationship, trying to move into my apartment, wanting to start a family. So I'm just as shocked as she is.
yeah, for sure. So I just want you to understand, like I told her to understand, that none of y'all are wrong. You know what I'm saying?
And this is the main point that I wanted to express. She said that he wanted to move in and do this. See, you see how he's speaking right now. I had a conversation with a lot of people, and especially women I know, and I say this to them. If you about dating a man, because I hear a lot of women say, oh, you know what, my man, I need a man, he got to have something, have his money. And I always say, remember, but be careful while you're doing that. Because a man that got it, if he can pay your bills and do everything for you, then more than likely he can do it for a couple other people too, right? Because that ain't the issue. And once you get some money, you start to realize that it's a lot easier to navigate with people, and especially in the world of women today, because the mindset of the financial gain, a man always who got some money can always have a leg up on most women because of their want for cash or their desires of things they want. They might not even like the man, but they'll go after him because he can support the lifestyle or do these things. But meanwhile, you don't realize the other doors that come with it though.
And y'all are not the enemies. It's Isaiah. So I just want y'all to come to that common ground. So we're not in nobody's house fighting or none of that, you know? Okay. So, all right, let's go.
Dad bod.
And we're gonna watch this another one after this. But I really think, and I know that this probably get a lot of comments. A lot of people be into stuff like this. But is it really, my question to everybody watching is, why is it so reckless right now? Where's the respect and morals? And why is everybody in some disrespectful shit? And why is it that men don't trust women and women don't trust men today? Why? But, and I'll say this, we have to realize it's because of what we watch on TV, what we listen to on the radio, and what we see every day. So they have made our culture as Black people into a sexualized culture who we would value sex and materials over everything else in the world. And that's why we so easy to manipulate it. If you're a woman, if you love fashion, right? You want to look good, you like money, you want to, right? You want to live like you on TV, you got a whole life full of BS in front of you. And if you're a man that want to live like TV, you know what I'm saying? Messing with all these girls doing this, and today messing with these niggas, messing with these men, then what? See, this is always the question because a lot of these shows end up going left. So my question to everybody watching, and I want y'all to write in the feed, why do you think the problem is today, and why is everybody on some bullshit?
I know, but
I'm gonna try to keep it cute.
we gotta hear this girl out. You need to hear this girl out. You need to get to the truth. You cannot.
I'm so upset right now.
I know.
I told you that nigga wasn't shit. That nigga be whacking on Instagram.
So Sophia,
Yeah, trust the women.
Nay, Sophia.
What's up?
How you know my man? How long shot I got it? It's like,
Hello. Okay.
You
What's
getting
up?
mighty comfortable.
Yeah, I am.
So let us know what's
tell your
up.
side.
Okay.
No, like, but
Why she so?
All right, let's sit down first.
Y'all
How about
gotta
that?
relax.
Let's sit down, relax. You know,
Relax.
a lot of tension between.
As soon as they got in there, they started beefing with each other. Make this make sense to me. Somebody make this make sense to me. She finally come upstairs. The dude playing both of them. He told her, like, yo, it's another dude. He told her, she like, bet I'll go over there and talk to her. Right? She tell this girl in Harlem, like, yo, they're like, all right, cool, but I can't bet you Jack. We in Harlem and all that shit. The girl come upstairs. She ain't in the house for a minute. And how you know my man? Clearly, it ain't your man either. This is the part that's crazy. But I see it all the time. They both getting played. As soon as and see each other, how you know my man? Oh, you getting real comfortable. Look at all of the ratchet ass conversation and the communication that we have with each other, and this became normal that we think that shit's acceptable. I watch it every day. I see women in relationships get caught up in shit. When I see all of these shows and watch shit on the internet, most of the time when people get caught, they don't give a fuck. Most of the time women don't care. They be like, hey, anyway, nigga, I'm gonna go get my other nigga. It's like, it's weird. It's weird. And so even when caught, people are not accountable today. That's what's even crazier. But why are we psychologically so programmed that when we look at each other, even though they got a common enemy, my enemy's enemy is my friend, right? But in this situation, they looking at each other as ops, and they don't even know what he on yet. They don't know what he feel about either one of them.
Between you two, let's.
What's your name?
I'm not concerned. My name is Sophia.
All right, y'all. Let's give her room. Sophie, you can sit down.
I'm good. Okay. So I'm known as Isaiah for 5 months now.
Okay.
And he asked me to be his girlfriend first month.
So you know about me.
No.
Of course, you have to know about me because he's always home.
So you
He's
just
always
found
with me.
Isaiah has his own apartment. Isaiah works
He's
for the
always
city.
here, though.
He has his own
always
apartment.
here.
He works for the city.
She's
he's always on the
with
phone
him,
with
though.
me.
You sound like a
Only
fan.
when you sound like a fan.
You sound like a fan. He works for me.
Almost
All
every
right,
day.
now I told y'all, if she come in here on the shit, that I cannot.
You
You know what?
You're doing too much.
You know what?
If
You know
this is your
what?
version of calm,
You came in her home with this attitude, so you need to take it down before I
I
put you
didn't ask
down.
to be.
Listen, sorry.
Right.
All right.
Right. This the reason why. See, this the reason why when you listen, all the women watching the show, when you got your homegirls with you, sometimes your homegirls is a problem. Now I'm not knocking the homegirl because the homegirl rock with her and she protecting her, but at the same time, it's like this should really just be. I would have sent everybody else out and just had them two. When you bring the other girl, she more open-minded, but her, and I understand that it's their apartment and shit, but at the same time, as soon as she came in on edge, and the first thing, how you know my man, everybody on her, like da-da-da. And her friend, like I told you, if you come here, but if I come in the crib or something and y'all on me, it's three of y'all, I'm gonna be a little edge, and then y'all talking crazy, right? So she wasn't even, they never gave her a chance to come in and to really be straightforward, right? That's why you gotta stop having your friends around in this, because just because they're your homegirls or your homeboys don't mean they understand. Most of them single, right? They ain't got nobody or got their whole issue doing some completely other shit that you ain't knowing. Stop taking advice from your friends who ain't shit.
I'm gonna just take a
We ain't even gonna do it to him because he already know where it's at.
I never liked
He
this
already
nigga
know
in
where
the
it's
first
at.
place.
He already know where it's at. Like,
And I'm not saying she ain't. I'm just saying that in the circumstances, because when we be around it, she trying to protect her friend, which I don't knock, right? But they just never was fair. And I noticed this emotionally, they should have. When we talk about we grown-ups, right? This shit has been handled from the jump when it came in. This was like high school girls, right? These are clearly not high school girls. These are women in their mid-20s, the early 30s.
Like he knows where it's at. He knows he's
I never
doing
liked
it,
this
like,
nigga in the first place.
So
And he fucked
you
with
know,
this
you and him is
You
done,
have an
right?
issue with him. You have an issue with him.
But you can't
Y'all
go
got
in
an
there.
issue with him.
He's
Y'all
not
No, he's not
He's
from
not
here.
It's not an issue because she knows, like after today, like it's quiet. It's
That's
quiet.
up-
All the way quiet.
That's
Like
up to
it's all the way
him.
quiet.
That's up to him.
It's definitely gonna be
It's-
clear.
Wait. What y'all fun to realize is that he's fucking up with both of y'all. Like, damn, I'm not trying to be rude. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to be unprofessional, but I just didn't want to see them fight over somebody who blatantly and disrespectfully did not care about them. Y'all are both in this room because of one person. What are y'all fighting about or arguing about?
That's the point, and why I said when we watch these, because I'm gonna bring these up throughout the days. When, you know what I'm saying? When we watch some of these, look at these videos from a psychological perspective. Great show, you know what I'm saying? Jack TV, shout out Jack TV. And it's another guy that I watch all the time. But when you start looking at these shows from a psychological perspective and how we thinking, how we feel, you know, how we process as a people, how we deal with love and problems, that's what the key to this is. And it was like, why are they arguing for? When clearly they both getting played. You feel me? Is getting attention that important if you can't get it exclusively? And what is the standard of, and how much are we paying attention to the people that we talking to? And how easy do we make it for them?
Like, y'all both
came in here, they was
listen.
No, he was actually welcoming, and you had a little attitude.
It's crazy.
So,
Don't be
come and see somebody home with respect.
And vice versa.
This is not your home.
You
I
don't know
didn't
where
ask
you
to
at,
be here. I didn't ask to be here. I'm
But you
here
came
for
here. But you
Isaiah
came
to
here.
see what's going on because he's my man.
He's not your man.
That's all I
She
know.
gotta be delusional.
Well,
How we going? They turn my camera off, y'all. How we going? How are they still arguing about that's her friend? See, this is the reason why your friends got to stay out your business. Her friend like that's not your man. Clearly it is. Just like it's your homegirl think it's her man. Clearly it is. So when your friends like that's not your man, that girl in the back is, or that woman in the back is making it hard for them to get an understanding, right? And the fact that they can't get past this basic ass part tells me that we dealing with the mindsets of 12-year-olds. Shahrazad Ali said, today in America, a woman's mindset on average is 12 years old. And what she meant, I thought about it for days, but what she really meant was the age of accountability, being accountable. Because in the Bible and books say like 12 was the age of accountability. So I got that what she was saying is that the lack of accountability and the lack of ability to be accountable or to grow up or to be mature about the things that really matter in life, right? Without just getting away with it. Not that they don't know, but can kind of play everybody stupid, manipulate everybody. But the question is, how can her friend say it's not her man? You don't know what they do. But the point is just trying to make her feel uncomfortable. That's what's wrong about it. Keep your friends out of it.
I told you this nigga was in shit.
She not getting.
Just
Why
like, what's
Y'all
up?
too much talking. We need to find out from Isaiah. Where's Isaiah? Where's Isaiah at this point? Is he here?
Sophia,
Where's Isaiah?
it's quiet. Why don't you
I'm sorry,
listen?
listening.
It's quiet for you.
Listening.
You know my name. You know me. You know my name. You know my name. You know of me. Like, come on, let's be serious.
So what is your
Y'all
issue?
doing more talking than anything.
Cause she knew about me. It's like that's my
Okay,
issue.
but listen.
I showed
It's
that.
clear. Like he's always with me. I'm on his Instagram.
Hey, let's just find out what's going on so we get to the bottom.
See, there's a psychological and mental issue with the mindset of women in America when it comes down to issues like this, right? It's me, I, me. You knew about me, I'm the girl. He with me. That's my man. All this stupid shit. But ain't nobody married though, right? Clearly, she said he over there all the time. He clearly not over there all the time, right? Because if he was over there all the time, he wouldn't have time to do what he doing with the other girl. She like he be all the time, but she like he got his own apartment. She like, yeah, so clearly he's not there all the time. See, I see it a lot of time when we dealing with people. I know I chop it up with girls I know or I work with, and they be like, yeah, they be mad because they do cheating on them and stuff. And then one day, this girl talking to me, and while I'm there, I just say, yo, let me ask you a question. Did bro ever like ask you to be his girlfriend or anything? And she was like, nah. And I was like, so you put all of this on top of this. It's a relationship in your mind, but he never asked you. This is what be happening. Because of the possessiveness that we have in America. Clearly, monogamy doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Clearly, relationships is what I'm saying. Like, clearly, man has a problem. Man and woman has a problem with being faithful to each other. Clearly, the old system when man had multiple wives clearly was more efficient, or a woman, it's called polyandry, a woman with multiple husbands. You know what I'm saying? That was in Europe, right? That caused a lot of diseases, and because that was Europe, though, because what they was going through. And men with it caused a lot of diseases, especially in the area of today. The issue is the system we using today clearly doesn't work because everybody's messing around. What is wrong with this? We got to start asking, was man designed to be with one person, or was man not to? Or was man designed to be with multiple? That's the question. Because all of the animals in nature on the planet who are monogamous, like the foxes, the birds, and it's a couple other animals, they mate with one partner. If that partner dies or something, they never mate again. So tell me how the human mind is monogamous when we can mate again. Side note.
You have to understand this. She reached out to me saying, I want to put him to a loyalty test, meaning she felt like she was getting cheated on. Vice versa, you did the same thing. That's y'all common interest. Y'all are not enemies. This nigga is playing both of y'all.
You're not a child. You're a man. So stop wearing so.
And that's the thing that I thought was, he's playing both of them and they both know. So why isn't the common goal is to figure out what's going on? But what ends up happening in this, and it's the other thing, it's not just on women, it's on all of us, black men too, and men and women around the world. When we be in relationships, we be so caught up because our feelings and love that even we'll find out. And then once we find out, that's step one. But because we've become accustomed to this, then we want to know next, well, who you staying with? And then from there, it's like, we really are damaged people because we love hard. But forgiveness isn't, it's like, it's not saying a person can't do this, this, and that, but do we really understand our emotions or the concept of love and family? Do we really even understand it anymore? Or just the basic understanding of loyalty, do we even get it?
Let's get back. Okay. I hear you, Jack. I appreciate you, Jack. I hear you. Let's get down to the bottom of it so I can see what's really going on. Because I don't have time to be chasing after nobody at all. Like,
so have any of y'all talked to Isaiah today?
I mean, I've been trying to reach out to him since I met with you, and he hasn't been answering.
Did you talk to him today?
He told me he was at work.
So he's lying to both of y'all. So for all we know, it could be another girl. He could be right now. He could be right now with another girl.
Another girl.
Oh, no.
That's what I'm saying.
He must really think he got it like that. He must really.
Man, at this point, we're really not getting nowhere with these tests. You feel me? I was ready to go back to the hotel room because all they doing is arguing right now. They not trying to hear me out. They fighting each other. All they want to do is argue. So I just let them argue.
It gotta be clear for her. Like,
I mean, it's already a good deal. Like,
I'm just not.
Now, in his aspect, I understand because it's for content. You get what I'm saying? It's for content. So I get it. But in a real life situation, we're not going to let them argue like that because it leads nowhere. But for content and to let them express themselves, I get it.
I'm not concerned about anything right now. I'm just trying to stay calm until Isaiah get here.
You're not concerned about it.
That's just about it.
Well,
I'm concerned about Isaiah. That's about it. And myself.
I'm
concerned about myself. That's it.
we don't really have to do all this argument.
Let's just get Isaiah because she's like,
So where do we?
she's pissing me off.
Do we sleep over at your place? Do he have his own place?
He has his own
He's here
apartment.
all the time.
He has his own apartment.
He's here
And it's
all the
definitely
time.
not here because if that's the case, he has another
He's here all the
location that he's
time.
always at.
Even though I
And it's
don't
definitely
like
not
him,
here. It's
he's
definitely not this
here
scenery.
all the time.
When it's like, you know what? I ain't got
His
time.
living room definitely do not look like
This
this.
is Isaiah right here. Yeah. Period. Yeah. Okay. So
What the fuck you gotta say?
Don't even tell him. Make him come here right now.
you know what? He wants an Uber, so I'm gonna go ahead and send my man
Bring his
Uber.
ass here.
No.
You're gonna send him an Uber.
He needs an Uber, then that's it.
You don't need to send him anything.
No, I know what we can do.
What?
This is the first time we actually had a real opportunity to gain leverage. So I wanted to take advantage of that in any way possible that we could. Isaiah sent a text to Nay and basically asked her to get him an Uber because he does not have his card. All Nay had to do was get his address of where he was and where he was going, and she did. I told her to tell him that the closest one was 35 minutes away. I called my boy Saucy and he was more than happy to come help. So he allowed us to use his car, place mics and a few cameras inside just to be able to have eyes on Isaiah. Once everything was in place, we sent Saucy out to pick up Isaiah, and now all Saucy had to do is pose as a real Uber driver and bring Isaiah to us so that the girls can confront him.
Hey bro, if they ask about the cameras mounted to the window, you have to say it's for your safety, alright?
Copy. Uber for Isaiah? Yeah. Alright. How you guys doing today?
Yo, what's up?
Alright. You guys doing good?
Alright. Cool.
Oh, man.
Let's get to chill. Bro, I don't man. So what's been good with you?
Shit, I'm chilling for the most part. I haven't seen you often.
I know. I mean, shit, be busy with work and whatnot, you know. But I'm not here with you. Hey, we should like start kicking it a little bit more.
Nah, for real.
Just to make sure, sorry, you guys going to corner social, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Yo, they in there arguing. And he get in the Uber with another man. Yo, in the last couple of years, I talked to a lot of my peoples, and they be like, yo, and they keep saying, yo, I know so many people, and when they talk to me, and they be like, yo, you won't believe this, da-da-da. And they be like, yo, a lot of men today are really undercover. I don't understand, but clearly, somebody asked me, do you think that just started happening now that a lot of men is gay? I think it's been going on. I just think that the fact that where we are with law and the fact that it's out in the public, we just finally getting to see it. I think it's been going on. They said it was like 1 out of every 5. Now they say it's like 2 out of every 5 or something like that. Or 3 now. So that's weird. But think about it. They was just arguing and he get in the Uber with a man. And the conversation is suspect a little bit to me. Am I tripping?
No problem.
I just listen to do tonight.
Shit, check out this restaurant. See what's going on.
We're trying to keep it out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you serious?
He just kissed the
dude. Like,
The average person sees around 10,000 online ads daily. Here's how.
Yeah. Yo, listen. This is really going on. Every city in America. And y'all are arguing over it.
bad enough, like, he had me come all the way to New York, and like you and your friends were here and y'all was hype. I understand. We're all upset, but this is just massively disrespectful. Like, I'm so upset right now. He was in my face. Jack, like, this is very upsetting. This is very upsetting. It's clear. Like, it's clear. Like, we was talking about a future and everything, and he's clearly gay. Like, I'm so upset right now. Wow. Honestly, I'm done.
What the fuck?
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good. I'm over it. Like, no way.
You guys been here before?
Yeah.
I'm good.
I need to get this. I need closure. Like, he gotta get his shit. Like, I'm done.
Sophia?
Yes?
What you need to eat?
To be honest,
Shit, I'm with it. Yeah. Couple just shit crazy.
that was me. That was me.
No.
I could have sworn it was.
No, it was not that.
You sure?
What's Instagram?
Nah, go back though.
It's not that. That's not that.
Alright.
It's not that. Trust me. My DMs do be popping up, but I wasn't her. Shit.
I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting that. That was crazy. It blew everybody's mind in the room. But all we waiting for is for Sasha to bring Isaiah to our location so Sophia and Nate can confront him.
Holy shit.
All right, we here.
Yo, I didn't give you this address though.
You said what?
I didn't give you this address. It's not where. It's not the address I gave you.
Come on, get out the car. What we doing? Come on.
Like, Isaiah, what the hell is going on? Seriously, like, We saw everything. What's going on? We saw everything. Explain yourself, please. Who is this?
First off, why are you
like? What are you doing? What are you doing?
So
why are we together? That explains a lot. That explains a lot. Why are we together? You was trying to. Why are you keeping secrets? Who is she? Who is she?
Hold on. You doing?
I didn't know about her. You never told me that you had a girlfriend. You never told me that you had a girlfriend, Isaiah.
We're doing the most.
And now you're kissing a dude? Now you're kissing a dude? Are you serious? Are you serious? It's more and more secrets coming out. First her, now him.
First of all, you.
What do you think we're here for? What do you think we're here for, Isaiah? What do you think we're here for?
I'm not doing this with you.
We know everything.
Like, you're whack. I'm not doing this with you. I'm not doing this with
you. So just earlier, the girls, you see what I'm saying? The girls is in there arguing with each other about, you know, this my man, all this. And then he called and he need an Uber, so they put cameras in a fake Uber and go over there, pick bro up to bring him over there. And it's a man that get in the car and he kiss bro. This what we doing? This what we doing now. Clearly this what we doing as a coach. You know what I'm saying? As a man of my coach, sometimes I look around and I'll be like, you can't even chill and hang out with men no more because you don't know their intent no more. You know, to me, I'm looking at the TV and I'm looking at all of the shows on TV. I don't watch a lot of TV, but from Empire to all of these shows, they did way too much. And now the youth from kids to 25, they confused. It's to them, like we grew up seeing women on TV naked. So now for the first time, we should understand psychologically as men. Like when Empire came on and those shows that was doing that with the men and all that, okay, this is way too much I felt. But then for the first time, I understood how a woman would feel when they had to see themselves being put on TV naked all the time in movies when you don't see these men exposed. So it was the first time we got our own taste of what it felt like to be put under the microscope or under the cameras out for the world. And it's crazy because it has the children, and there's a price to pay. Seeing is believing. Remember that. Seeing is believing. Regardless of what they tell you, seeing is believing. So when you constantly throw images at a kid's mind, you affect them because the mind is a camcorder. I mean, it's a camera, like take pictures. It's not a camcorder. The mind takes pictures. So just like when we use film, when we do a film and we want slow motion, we do 60 frames a second, 120 frames a second. That means that it takes 120 pictures a second. When super slow motion, it takes 244 pictures a second. In 1 second, it takes that many pictures. So it's still the same thing like them cars when they used to bend the cars and the cartoon move. It's the same thing still. And the camcorder is just how they went about it. All right. And so when you put these images in the mind, it sticks to their subconscious, and then their subconscious is stronger than the conscious mind. So in their subconscious, later in life, they'll get approached by some of these situations and it won't seem so far off because they've been watching it as if it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Remember, if mama and them watching it, then it must not be so bad unless the parents turn around and say, hey, that ain't da-da-da.
Sure, we're not doing a whole, we're not doing a whole chasing thing. We're not doing a whole chasing thing.
We didn't pull anything. Are you serious?
That's how you getting down? You with a dude?
Yeah. Yeah.
You doing too much. You doing too much for me. You doing
no, Isaiah, that's really fucked up. It figures. Typical behavior.
I mean, first of all, I'm gonna leave him alone. I tend to say sometimes like, what were they looking for? I mean, bro, funny look, funny ass, shape ass. You know what I'm saying? Not even being funny, but you know that's how it be. So I brought another one before we get to the meat of the podcast because you know I am bringing up. We gonna watch a video about Christopher Columbus and how he was a rapist, and then we also gonna do another segment on pyramids in America because I told you we was gonna be in America and China for the knowledge part of the conversation.
If he was truly loyal to her or not. So she reached out to me and she DM'd me this. Hey Jack, my name is Foxy. Me and my girlfriend's been watching your videos and I honestly don't know where to start. I'm trying to see if you can help me out. I know you're probably busy, but I'm serious about doing it.
So just for everybody, y'all know how I do. I'll give y'all early. For the people that just tapping in, not used to it, I'll give you current events and some entertainment so we can get the blood flowing, get your attention, and then we go into the more serious topics, right? So if you're tapping with me, I'm gonna always give you some knowledge and something that you can hold on to, you know what I'm saying? So just stay tapped in.
this and I live in Houston. Can we meet up? I responded back to Foxy, thanks for watching my videos. I can meet up with you tomorrow, like around 4 or 5. Does that work for you? If so, let me know where. Foxy then responded, you can come over if that's cool. I live near the Galleria area. Here's my address. So then you guys, she basically sent me her address and I'm obviously gonna blur it out because that's confidential information. And then I quickly responded with, okay, cool, sounds good. See you tomorrow. And that was it. So we didn't really have to go into too much detail about what happened, why you wanna do it and things of that nature. I'm just gonna meet her with tomorrow. I'm gonna get the information from her, you guys, and I see y'all when I get the Foxy crib. Hey, I just pulled up and I'm inside the building. I just don't know what level to go up to.
It's level 6.
Level 6?
Out of 4, yeah.
Okay, cool. Got you. I think that's them right here. I usually don't show y'all too much of this part, but I'm gonna start getting into showing y'all how I actually meet up with these people and we kind of go over the whole elaborate plan and things of that nature. But I get a lot of DMs from you guys, so just keep coming with the DMs and I will reach back out to y'all if I have the time. Which one of y'all are Foxy? Foxy? Nice to meet you. I'm Jack.
Alicia.
Alicia. Who is she to you?
Oh, that's my sister.
Your sister? How long you and your boyfriend been together?
4 years.
4 years?
4 years. You know, I live with my sister too, and I feel like he be checking her out. And I don't know.
Do you feel like he be checking you out?
Not really. I mean, you know, a man gonna be a man, so I don't feel like it's like nothing like she should be worried about. Like, but I mean,
you know, you be sitting on the couch, she go in the kitchen, looking. I catch him looking at her.
Have you ever talked to her about that?
No, but
why I was saying like we could. I don't understand like how this could like help out your relationship. Like y'all good. Like you don't need to put people in your business. That's dumb. Like.
So what did he do that trigger you to make you feel like, you know what I'm saying, you cannot trust him?
It was this one time we went to the club and yeah, I saw him, you know, getting a little too close on my sister and I wasn't cool with that.
He was drunk. Like we always chilling together. Y'all. Like,
it's one thing to be drunk. It's one thing to be drunk, but that was too.
Doing too much. But if you want.
From the beginning, she was like, y'all be noticing he be looking at my sister. Now I brought this one in as the last one because when we talk about family will snake you over a woman or a man. There's a lot of beef in our community over siblings snaking each other over a man or a woman, right? Mom sleeping with their daughter's boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? I mean, out the way. That's why this conversation is, I wanted to bring it to you.
But yeah, you know, I've been watching your shows a lot, your YouTube, and I think you're the man for the job.
When I asked her what was the reason she wanted to put her boyfriend to the test, she kind of didn't say anything other than how she was uncomfortable with him being around her sister. So that was the main vocal point of the conversation, so I just had to ask. It kind of sounded like it's more so just the situation with your sister that's kind of like messing with your head, or do you feel like he's out here messing with everybody?
I definitely feel like it's more people, but the one that's getting to me,
sitting with you, right?
Yeah, it's not right.
I think it'd be better if you were the decoy for this.
I mean, I don't think. I mean, like, I don't understand how that's gonna like prove anything though. Like,
I mean, would you feel comfortable with doing it though, just for like your sister peace of mind?
I don't really like think like how that's not really like no.
You should do it. It's
don't
cool.
think you should like
You know,
put
you
people
know.
in your business for what?
It's not sure. You ain't gotta stress about it. I'll just find somebody else to do it. But I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna draw some shit up. We're gonna come up with a whole little plan or whatever, and I'm gonna send you all the details and things like that. So just stay in touch and
Yes, sir. Thank you. I really needed you.
Nah, for sure, for sure.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, nice to meet you too.
Okay.
Listen to this.
So from the jump, she feels like the girl be looking at her dude be looking at her sister. And so her sister like, nah, I don't think so. Like, and, you know, they wanted her to be the decoy, but she was like, nah, because I could get it. Sometimes family don't want to get involved. And sometimes, you know, it's like, nah, I'm not going. And everybody can't act, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely get why they wanted to use the sister for sure, because that's the way you get your answer.
So listen up. Once we get to the spot, we need to make sure that everybody's in place. Make sure that you get good shots, but don't be seen. Right. And then another thing, like we can't control the scenario, what's going on there, because you know we don't know how pack is gonna be tonight, so we got to be on point, bro. Okay. We got you, bro. All right. Good, Drip?
Yeah, we good.
Damn.
Yeah, bro. I don't know, bro. I just hope that like she get, you feel me, like what it is that she's looking for out of it.
It's a lot going on out here, bro.
It's a lot, bro.
We can't contain this environment, so we gotta move very quickly. And it's just a matter of time before they make us move, especially because we didn't ballet anything, they're gonna make us move.
Last week, Foxy explained to me that they was planning to go out a week from now, which is now, tonight. So I rented out a U-Haul van. Foxy's sister finally agreed to play the decoy, and now all we had to do was be in position before they arrived.
You said what?
We gotta be very precise. It's crazy. We're gonna be very quick as well.
Damn. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. This might be one of them ones, you feel me, or whatever, but
You gotta still get it done, bro. Like she calls you, bro. She hit you up and she'll just, you feel me, like there's no exceptions.
we might have bit off more than we can chew because this location, we can't control this environment, bro. And then we got people telling us we can't park here, so yeah. So we were now in place in Prospect parking lot, and I'm not gonna lie, bro, the longer we waited there, the more packed out it became, the more people showed up, and all we was doing is waiting on Foxy to give us a text to let us know that she has made it there so we can go ahead and get a shot of them walking in the inside. I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I started getting cold feet, though. We the only U-Haul truck in Prospect parking lot.
I'm gonna ask you about that. What made you?
Hey, but don't you feel like it'll go over people's head, like they're not gonna pay attention to us? Just imagine
it's more low key. It's like
just imagine if
you wouldn't expect it.
Yeah.
Like, well, who would be sitting in the U-Haul truck?
But just imagine if the truck was just plain white. That's looks suspicious. You feel me? You feel what I'm going with it? Yeah. Smartness. You gotta be smart, JTV. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe, man. This shit about to go crazy.
Hey, they coming. Get the shot now. Get the shot.
Oh shit.
Got them right there?
Yeah, that's not right there. Who's the other girl with them?
Then that's the sister, bro. I ain't gonna care. They kind of just stuck though. They on point. They on point though.
So now that Foxy and her sister arrived, Billy has no idea that he will be walking into his very own loyalty test. At this point, the only thing we had under control was our command center. But luckily, everyone's job was simple. I sent Dino and Drip inside to get extra shots, which was very risky. All right, y'all, so they just went in the club. Everything is in place. Jermaine went in there. I got Drip in there. I got Thomas on standby, bro. This shit is really about to happen, bro. The only job Foxy had to do was make sure that Billy was under the impression that she was intoxicated. Now, for those of you who don't know what intoxicated means, it means drunk. We needed Billy to think that Foxy was drunk so that he would be the primary driver and eventually have to take Foxy's sister home. We told her to say she had to work in the morning so that way it wouldn't be suspicious as to why she just didn't spend the night. And when they arrived at Foxy's sister's house, that's when Foxy's sister will make her move.
Foxy and Billy is leaving the club. Over, I repeat. Foxy and Billy is leaving the club. We're going to record Jack. We're going to Jack hopping in the van. And we're going to pull off right behind him. So he can hop in the van.
You ain't hot. All right, you better not lose him, Drip. Put it in main for me. Don't try this at home. Oh, I gotta get over. You gonna have to turn this bitch. I can try. I got you. Just get it.
Jack, pull back. If you stay too close, they're going to pick something up. All right, so pull it back, all right?
I don't think they're not even worried about this van.
Not worried about this van at all, bro.
At all.
They in that drunk probably, fool.
He got his cash app out.
That's facts.
He just paid for some pussy. Goofy ass.
Ain't know you can cash out pussy now.
Shit, cash out me that pussy.
Cool.
Cash out me that pussy if it's
cool.
How they turn it in? I think we here.
Oh shit, we gotta stay
Yeah,
there.
you can't be too close. Let me get out on foot.
I think you can look closer, Jack. Jack, I'm going.
I'm not, bro. I'm not. Phase 2 of the test begins now. Once Billy walks Foxy inside the house, this gives us a small window to place the mics for audio.
Hey, soon they go inside, y'all come mic the cameras up, over.
Because we are not in one of our cars, it was very hard to set up cameras, and it would have completely blown our cover, so instead, we just set up audio. You good?
Yeah.
You ready to do it?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Now this part is very crucial because once Billy gets back into the car, you going back to the car, and pull off, we have a small window to get Foxy and her friend in the van without being seen.
About to park and do something.
Where they will be able to listen to everything that's said in the car.
Hey, yo, shout out to Jack, because the way they put this one together was crazy. The fact that they got all this, pulled this off was crazy.
Now, at the right moment, Foxy's sister will make her move. And we will see if Billy will stay loyal or will he try to get with Foxy's sister.
Groover has helped me just put my music out.
So I want to know what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? How y'all feel? That's why I started with these, because psychologically, we got to really, really be honest with ourselves and be like, I'm going to be real, because I talk to a lot of men about this. And we don't trust women like that. So if you got a good woman or a good dude, you better hold on to him, because the world is very sneaky and conniving today. You know what I mean? And you can't trust anybody. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think? You know what I mean? Because remember, her sister was like, they mess around. But she really only talked about that. And her sister was like, no, I don't think so. Let's see where it goes.
Good.
Your sister was tripping.
Why?
Tripping hard. Can't hold the fucking liquor.
Oh, shit.
So what's up? What you trying to right now? Finna go give me something. Trying to slide? Or you wanna get something to eat? Go back to the crib with me?
Like, what you mean?
I'm finna go get something to eat, then I'm finna go to my crib. Cause I just dropped your sister off. I'm trying to say, you wanna slide with me?
No, like, tripping.
What you mean I'm tripping?
Hey. Like, why would you ask me that? You know that's my sister.
Understandable. I mean, shit. That ain't like we ain't never just came across it before.
Like, what you trying to say? What you mean we ain't, like, well, I ain't never did it before? Like,
I'm saying, like, shit, it ain't the first time I didn't ask you, and you ain't thought about it. This time it ain't nothing.
He said it ain't like we ain't never came across this before. Like, what? Like, oh, man.
oh, like, I don't know what you talking about. You tripping, bro. Like,
So you don't remember us fucking just last time we had this?
what? See,
You being free right now, you don't understand what
I'm
happened.
dead ass serious, like.
So you coming back to my crib after we dropped your sister off, just like right now, and we fucking shit like that, you not understanding?
Like, see, I don't know, you tweaking or something. Like,
nah, I'm not tweaking at all.
I don't know.
This is exactly what happened.
What? She's supposed to be the decoy. You feel me? Like, she's supposed to press him, not the other way.
You can't trust nobody today. That's why her sister was acting like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't think so. This happening all the time. And that's why I say psychologically, when I watch these videos, I be like, yo, we sick. You know what I mean? You can go cheat anywhere in the world, but of course it's easier what's closest right there, right?
Finally, he's sitting there telling on himself.
He's saying everything. He's saying everything. He really telling on himself.
Dummy.
The fuck?
This shit is crazy. I can't make this up.
Like, you talking too much. Like, why is you all like?
It's just me and you in the car. I'm not understanding why you acting like this and denying this shit. Like,
Hey, but we ain't never talked about, like, you ain't never brought none of this up. Like, why is you, like,
what you fucking, bro?
I'm confused.
What are you confused on? We fucked before, so therefore, I'm trying to see if you're trying to fuck again.
I don't remember that.
Oh.
That's why this hoe really didn't want to motherfucking do it. That's why this hoe didn't want to do it.
Rocking the last time.
The fuck? You should do it. It's
I don't
cool.
think you should, like,
You know,
put
you
people
know.
in your business for what? Like, you doing too much.
Like, you drunk right now, somehow, because you denying this shit like it ain't never happened.
Hey.
I drunk?
Yeah,
Are
nigga,
you
you drunk?
You serious right now?
Yeah, because you trying to make me seem like I'm dumb and shit, because y'all ass sitting up here denying like you ain't fucking nothing.
You funny. Like, what you, like, I'm confused right now.
So I'm
like,
funny because I'm trying to fuck again.
Like, nah. Like,
so last time you wanted to fuck, I fucked you. But now since I want to fuck, you don't want to fuck.
bro, this ain't that, and that ain't this. Like, I don't know what you.
Okay, so this ain't that big.
No,
I'm trying to
had never been that. Like,
okay, so how was it? So how was it last?
Much, like, what did you like? Why is you going out making out?
I'm
like
asking, it's just me and you
like
in the
this.
car.
Don't even make like I don't even know. Like,
It's just me and you in the car. I'm asking you a question.
like,
I'm trying to fuck.
what's really going on though? Like,
What's really going on is shit. I'm trying to see like you finna fuck with what? That's what I'm trying to see.
You tripping? Like, no, like.
All right, man. It is what it is.
Bro, you could.
Yo, this is, to me, this is bugged out because why even put yourself in a situation to do the test in the first place? You get me? And then on the other hand, it's like, this is what time we on as men. We be talking like this. He just told on himself completely. She won't in the car 5 minutes, yo. Like, he couldn't even wait until like think about it. He could have waited, pulled off, walked it, let her get out the car. Just think about it. He gonna make his move, or he didn't wait 5 minutes. He just like, yo, what's up? Like, I'm about to go to the crib, get something to eat, da-da-da. Like, he was already thinking that shit. And she not smart because ain't no cameras in the car. So why would she not be like? But he was so focused and tipsy, he told it all.
Take me home, bro. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm finna get ready to go get something to eat, and I'm finna go back to my house.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So therefore,
like relax. Like, you need to chill.
So why you stay in the car then?
I knew it was.
So why you stay in the car then?
Chill. Like.
So why you stay in the car then?
I needed a ride home.
Oh, okay. Bro, what the fuck is this?
These hoes wildin'. Wait.
Hey, we've lost all audio. Can you guys hear anything on your end?
Hey, I can hear shit.
You can't hear nothing. Let me see.
No, it's going like it's going like buzz.
Show me. Oh, they cut the audio off.
I don't know what just happened, bro, but I think she cut the mics off. This is crazy.
Okay.
They cut the audio off.
She knew that he was getting into detail about stuff that she didn't want her to hear. Hey, go.
Boy, that shit goofy, boy.
Go.
They cut the audio off.
I'm definitely ready, shit.
So you guys, I don't want to jump to no conclusions. I don't want to blame nobody.
Crazy.
But I'm thinking that she cut the audio off because she was pushed into a corner and she could not say anything. Comment down in the comments what you guys think, but she's the only one who knew exactly where we put the mics at in the car. I'm just saying.
Go ahead, get your point across.
Yeah,
I got you right here.
And I peeped that he said right on the audio before it went blank, he was like, what's that?
I ain't gonna know because I'm ready. What the fuck?
Ready to die.
What the fuck going on?
I'm offering you the opportunity of a lifetime. Get Max for $2.
So that's crazy. So she cut the mics off is what they saying. But he had told so much on himself. When he was like, what's that? Either she showed him or he found it. One or the other.
That's my sister. What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck?
Bro, why you got all these fucking cameras and shit, bro? What are you doing? Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
Y'all be quiet.
Sister, you out of everybody nigga. My sister. My sister.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That bitch.
What's up? What y'all doing? What y'all doing?
Bro, what's up with all these cameras,
What
bro?
y'all doing?
Answer my question. What's up, bro? Watch out, bro. Watch out, bro.
What y'all doing?
What's up with all these cameras,
What's up?
bro?
You know what the fuck is
Bro,
with the cameras?
bro,
What the fuck is going on here?
Don't.
No, what the fuck is going on here?
Hey, y'all chill out. Bro.
Awesome, man. Shit.
So basically, bro, your girlfriend did a loyalty test on you, bro, to see if you was loyal to her or not, bro. All this shit right here lame, bro.
My sister.
Y'all chill. Come on, y'all chill out.
My motherfucking son.
Let me go, girl. Like you tweet. Like, I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. Like,
Really? The fuck that shit name?
Crazy. All right.
What are you talking about? Really?
Chill. Bro.
I was fucking with you.
Go that way, Billy. Go that way. Look along for me, bro. Go that way, Billy. Damn, dog. Hey, man, get that fucking camera on my face, dog. Hey, man, if you know what's best for you, bro, get the camera on my face, bro. Real talk. All right, let me ask you a question real quick. Did you not want to be the decoy because you knew you was messing with her boyfriend or not?
Bro, like I told her like that shit goofy. Like what she even doing? Like,
bro. Just stupid ass girl away from me, bro.
No,
trippy, bro.
It's like that's you. Her sister's demeanor is like, I don't give a fuck. Like I told her, it's like we know too well that cold-hearted personality, that lack of emotion. You know, I always wonder, like, and I know it comes from trauma or what they've been through, but it's like that's where our daughter's going in the world we created for them. Her sister don't feel no remorse. Her sister don't care. There's a lack of emotion. And in my opinion, a woman with a lack of emotion is like a wolf without a pack. It don't really mix well. But that's where we going today, right? Because of all of the hardships that she goes through, right? Everything, her mindset is not. A lot of time I have conversations about the mindset, but there's a reason for it. And that's why I just say when I look at these shows, it's entertainment, but you know, when everybody else watch these shows, they psychologically evaluating us into how we respond in the turmoil, because we don't know that other nationalities and races go through this. And sometimes they go through this, but not everybody handles their problems this way. And that's very important for us to understand and learn to understand. I also want to speak on the relationship aspect, saying in relationships, our ability to stay true and loyal and faithful is not the bottom line of the reason, in my opinion. There's a lack of ability for us to trust each other because we don't know how to communicate with each other. We don't know how to be truthful with each other. Prideful, right? A lot of us don't come from families with two parents household. You know, right? You got women raised by their mom, men raised by their mothers. So it's a lot of reasons that feed into this. And we also didn't have a lot of examples for us in our own households, in our own life of, you know, you can have an aunt and uncle who was married, but if you didn't live in a house, you didn't get the full experience. You got to see it, which is good, but you didn't get the full experience. And then even at times, I know people that say, well, look, man, I had a mother and father and it was still crazy. So that's why I believe when it comes down to relationships problem, we're far off from where we should be and where we're supposed to be. But at the same time, we got to start to want to care, because right now we're in a state of nobody cares, right? The men and the women on the same accord. It's like, fuck everything. We good. I'm good. I don't need no nigga. I don't need no woman. That's where we at. And I'm just trying to understand, the kids are watching us. And socialization teaches the kids, no matter what you tell your children, remember this, no matter what you tell your children, you can tell them the best things in the world. But the biggest teacher is what they see you do. Kids learn from what they see, socialization. And that's just being honest. We're going to get to the next part of the conversation, was Christopher Columbus, rapist, slave trader, right? I want to shout out to one of the people that always send me videos to watch. And like I tell everybody, if you send me a dope video, because I always do my own videos, but I'm not too prideful. Like if it's a good video and it says something, I'll bring it to the public. So tell me how y'all feel.
In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue, and what he did next was more than a little shocking. Sure, we all know by now that he didn't really discover America. The Chinese had likely already landed there, the Vikings definitely had, and obviously there were already people who had been living there for a very long time. We also know that Columbus's discovery was actually a failure to circumnavigate the world in order to find an alternative trade route to Asia, for Spain to exploit at the peril of, well, mostly Italian city-states like his native Genoa. But that's besides the point. Columbus's voyages unified the old world with the new in a lasting way, and the legacy is pretty difficult to fully fathom. Aside from the negative consequences like the transatlantic slave trade, the global expansion of colonialism, and the ensuing destruction of Incan, Aztec, and Mayan cultures, just to name a few, Europe's late medieval discovery of the Americas eventually led to the global export of American crops like corn, peppers, tomatoes, and potatoes, the spread of Western ideas about religion, philosophy, science, and mathematics, and the founding of dozens of immigrant-rich, multicultural countries, including the United States, the land of the free sample and home of the Atlanta Braves. So, isn't that enough?
And also, what did we learn the other day? We learned that the Olmecs was here, and then the Chinese came. So people from the continent after came first, and then the Olmecs came. But there were also people living in the high up parts of America, right? And then the Chinese came because they was looking for some of their lost ancestors that they believe were here already.
When Columbus and his men landed on the shores of the Bahama Islands, the Arawak men and women who ran out to greet them brought food, water, and other gifts. Columbus was amazed by their hospitality and belief in sharing. His immediate response was, according to his own journals, to take several of the natives by force. This was to interrogate them for information about where the gold they wore as jewelry came from. He had persuaded the Spanish king and queen to finance his expedition, and they were expecting a large return of gold and spices. They had promised Columbus in exchange 10% of the profits, governorship over any new land found, and a new title, Admiral of the Ocean Sea. The Arawaks imprisoned on Columbus's ship eventually led him to Hispaniola, the island now shared by Haiti and the Dominican Republic. From there, he returned to Madrid to tell the monarchs a series of lies. He told them that he had reached Asia and promised that in exchange for a little help from his majesties, he would be able to send them as much gold and slaves as they needed on his next voyage. He also brought them several dozen enslaved Arawaks, thus beginning the transatlantic slave trade. For his next voyage, because of his extravagant promises, he was given 17 ships and more than 1,200 men. Despite the manpower, he couldn't find any gold. So he had 1,600 Arawaks rounded up in a single slave raid. He had 500 of them chained and sent to Spain. 200 of those died en route. And that was too many deaths for Columbus because it made the venture unprofitable. So Columbus turned his focus back to gold. He relocated to an area he believed rich in gold and demanded that each native over 14 years of age pay him a tribute of a particular amount of gold every 3 months. Those who failed to round up the specified amount had their hands chopped off and bled to death. In reality, the natives of the area had been given an impossible task. The only gold around were modest dust-flecked deposits in rivers, so they fled, were hunted down by dogs, and killed. Arawaks who tried to put up a resistance were easily killed by the superior weapons of the Spaniards. When Columbus took captives, he hanged them or burned them to death. He and his men, of course, raped the local women en masse. The Arawaks began to commit suicide and kill babies to save them from the Spaniards. In 2 years, half of the original inhabitants were dead. The population continued to decline rapidly for decades until there was not a single Arawak left. According to the first-hand accounts of Bartolomé de las Casas over.
And also a part that he skipped, when he first went back the first time, he told him he landed on the islands, Hispaniola, which is the islands now. And by the time Columbus came back, they had killed mostly all the men already. Remember, he had soldiers in the military with him. Just like today, the military is still got its own command, right? And then they was raping all the women. So they end up eventually killing like all the men.
Over 3 million people died from Columbus's reign of terror.
That was a lot of fun. and told us all about Christopher Columbus.
Columbus is without any exaggeration a treasonous, lying, genocidal, rapist, slave trader, and yet we celebrate him. Millions of Americans will be observing Columbus Day on Monday, as we in the North celebrate our Thanksgiving. Imagine how Jews would react to an Adolf Hitler Day, how you would react. To celebrate a genocidal maniac expresses either support or indifference. Solid.
But the truth is, in America, we celebrate a whole bunch of holidays. You feel me? That's to our detriment. And we don't even care. Y'all know I used to go live on those days and break down the history of those days. And people used to rock with me and feel me, but it ain't stopped nothing. See, we the generation right now that's alive. We the generation that we got all the information in the world and we see it all and we know everything. And we go back to our life, back to the club, back to everything we do. And we could give two shits about anything. We could give a fuck about anything. That's our generation. We got our hands on the most information in the world. And yet we still walking around like we don't know nothing. Think about that. We live in a time where we get the most in the world from technology. But yet Columbus, as I'm saying, Columbus did just as much as Hitler. And we still celebrate Columbus Day, right? We still celebrate it.
And their deaths, or a belief that their lives didn't matter, that those types of...
But I want you to remember that 3 million of the Airwalks, and I want you to realize that these pictures are not the true depiction of the people. When you watch anything with me, the biggest gift I could give you is historically, in America, the biggest lie that they ever told or showed us, because seeing is believing. When we went to the museums and we seen in them books and we see these pictures right here, right? This is what they show you they look like. But watch this. We gonna Google. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna change my screen in a second. See if I can find them. Let's see if we can find them real quick. I'm gonna show y'all. All right, boom. Watch this. This is how you go through it. I'm about to show y'all. You see all these pictures right here? This is more of a today's time, right? Because this is what they'll show us. You got to dig. You just got to understand how to dig. They got a whole video right here.
I mean, it's laughable that he discovered us. I mean, we weren't exactly sitting around waiting to be discovered.
I'm going to show you. Watch. As we go down the dark.
Time for today. With these people, up time for today.
Let me cut that off. I'm going to show you how to paint. So the best way when you're dealing historically, what you want to look for in Google to find out your true representation, you want to look for paintings. Right? What is this? This is the Arawak people. You see this? That's what I mean. The biggest gift I could ever give you, whenever we going through this, regardless of what they show you when we watching documentaries on ABC, BBC. They're gonna be telling you stories of history, but they're gonna be showing you people of pale skin and light or different origins. This is what they look like. And you see they're dark skinned with this stuff on their face. Right? And this is Arawak people right here. Right? Let's keep going. I'm just doing this to show y'all. Arawak religion. Where was that statue? Look at this statue. See the color of it? That's my point. Now for my last part, before we get out of here, we get to the meat of our conversation, which is the secret Black history, the live Egypt. This is my gift to y'all this morning. Let's see where we go, man. Please leave your comments, like, share, tell people about it. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. I'm gonna still be popping in and out, but on the last segments, I try to let y'all digest as much of it as possible. And I appreciate y'all for tapping in, and I will be up here and still be talking and communicating, but I appreciate everybody who always tap in. Episode 9, we're gonna keep coming.
Concept of the African American. This concept that blacks were taken from Africa, brought to America, and that they were stripped from their homeland. This is believed by the majority of the modern population. If you were to suggest an alternative history from this, it would be seen as blasphemy. Now we're at the point that if you're an educator and you refuse to do the Wakanda salute, you'll be fired for being a racist. The only way we continue forward is by asking questions. There are many things that do not add up with our history. We have to start with this concept of out of Africa. First, we must understand that there's only two cosmologies. The materialistic cosmology of nothing, the main cosmology of the modern day education system where they teach evolution and that man came from monkeys. Then there's the cosmology that is of ancient ancestry, the cosmology of something, the cosmology of a hierarchy of spiritual planes. We know these concepts such as the astral, etheric, and mental planes of existence. This idea that we came out of Africa is a concept that is connected to Darwin and evolution. It's a direct child of the cosmology of materialism. This is because they teach that all humans and races came from the missing link or the first human. They're basically teaching that humans evolved from monkeys out of Africa. This idea is a materialistic concept as it does not explain the origins of consciousness or spirit. It creates an identity crisis. The first level is a cosmological propaganda. The next level is racial propaganda. They don't want us to know our true history. If we knew how powerful we were in the past, the more difficult it is for the elite to control civilization. Now, if you're new to this, you might think that this is complete BS. I'd keep an open mind as there are many clues that hint to a history that has been entirely rewritten. So one of the many things that we can do is to take a look at some older manuscripts. This here is a map from, 1450. And we've used this map on other Tartarian videos and stuff because there's a lot of interesting stuff going on here that doesn't seem to go with the official narrative. We've brought up that there's a lot of big towers and architecture in Asia, in Tartary is on here as well. But what's interesting about this map is, well, first of all, it's upside down, so that's a little confusing. But there seems to be, or the majority of civilization is in the east, opposed.
Yeah, excuse me, I'm saying eating this morning. What he just said, let's go back for a quick second.
Well, but what's interesting about this map is, well, first of all, it's upside down, so that's a little confusing. But there seems to be, or the majority of civilization is in the east, opposed to, like, here in Rome.
He said it's kind of confusing because the map is upside down. No, our map is upside down. Historically, when Europe conquered the planet, not civilized, we civilized the planet. When Europe conquered the planet and put it back into a dark age, they flipped the map upside down. It's called the up-down theory. Anything you put on top, we automatically gonna assume is better. And anything you put on the bottom, we gonna assume is bad. If you take the map and you flip it upside down, all of the African continents that's warmer are on the top. And all of the continents of people of lighter skin are on the bottom where the ice is, right? So it was to make you think that people from that side of the world were better, right? And if you think I'm lying, this was even on Bones, the show Bones. They had a case where they had to go all over the world and the map was brought up, and the guy on Bones was like, well, you don't know about this? And I was showing somebody who was with me that day, see, and they thought I was lying. And when they seen it on Bones, they realized that I was telling the truth. But the reason we know that's true is because heat rises and cold air falls. Where I'm at, if that was true, that would mean that the north will be hotter than the south, and the south will have more snow than the north. But it's not that way because cold air falls and heat rises. But since I'm from New Jersey, so when you go up north, it's colder in the winters. Way more snow, way colder. And then it's warmer in the south. So that's why the maps are backwards, because they intentionally flipped them that way.
Really isn't that much going on, or the buildings are much smaller. So what's going on with that? But the big point of this is, let's take a look at Africa. So we move up to Africa, it's the same deal. We're seeing all these ginormous buildings, and seems like here's Egypt, right? But the point is that where are all these castles? And there are many maps, you know, from 500, 600 years ago that are depicting Africa as being much more populated than we're told. So, yeah, and if you look over here, I mean, what are these big towers? Castles. So, I want to give a shout out to Autodidactic and Martin Liedtke. They really kind of put the stepping stones to really understanding a lot of this stuff. So go check them out. They have a lot of these books and links, and they kind of give their own opinions. But what we have right here is an illustration of some, what seems to be some Moorish figures that are dressed in some very interesting.
So he said that in Africa, the old maps of Africa show that there's huge castles and buildings everywhere. Where are the buildings? The old maps always show that Africa got kingdoms everywhere, pyramids everywhere, giant structures everywhere. Where are they? Right? What happened to them? And he's saying that it was, you know, they showed us Africa here, Egypt. They always talk about the Nile, and you know that was where life started, but they didn't really explain that it was so populated. So now it makes sense when we read the book Destruction of the Black Civilization, when he said Africa didn't fall because somebody came and conquered it. The land dried up, the water, you know what I'm saying? It's so many people, irrigation, they made so many mistakes before they became masters of crops and environment. So that's how they learned how to be masters of it, because a lot of land that was great and rich had died from growing and not understanding how to give back. So it was overpopulated. So they were looking, that's why we had left Africa a long 20, 30,000 years ago, because it was overpopulated. So that's what made them go looking for new lands, because the homeland was overly populated.
Clothing. And see, here it goes, Africa. So this is an African. This is what the Africans looked like 500 years ago. And there were dragons. And this is not the only book that depicts dragons and other strange creatures in this area. This is really strange, not only for the costumes, but it seems that they're depicting massive cities that just doesn't really go with the timeline. And so there's really a lot to look at, but let's just look at a couple. This is Constantinople right here. Let's see. I mean, look at this. Look at these towers, domes. I mean, this looks like, honestly, something kind of futuristic. Let's see. This one's called Ormus. That's kind of weird. And again, big cities and skyscraper type buildings. But what's more interesting is that they have some African cities on here. Morocco. Okay. Let's click on this.
So we can't argue no more that Moorish history is BS. Because even in this one right here, he said one of the black cities was called Morocco. Right? So when people say the Moors and all this stuff, and understanding he's saying that black cities, if you paying attention, look at what the depictions of them are. That's why we are all over the world. And you got to understand, to be Moorish means to be of mixed blood anyway, meaning that you have African blood and something else, or what we call African blood. But there were multiple, in our history, what they taught us, not only was Africa overpopulated, but there were cities all over. And I mean, great villages, massive cities all over the planet of black cities and other cities.
This is the Premium Garmin Duffel 45 liter by Half Day. It's a transforming 2-in-1 travel duffel bag for long.
And just massive cities in almost every single one of these. Here are some Moorish looking people and this medieval castle.
It's even more proof. We talk, look, Morocco, Tripoli, these are all Moorish settlements. And the Marines saying from the shores of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, when they was eventually they took over all of our lands and all of the great cities we built. And these are the people they enslaved. These won't just, I want you to understand that they didn't just kidnap some people that was primitive like they showed us in movies. These people that they took and turned slaves were people who were builders and masters. That's what made them great slaves, because they could think about it. How could Europe, think about it, if we conquered some people and brought them to America, they didn't know how to build. They learned how to build from the Moors. So how would they wouldn't know how to build? It could be in the sun to do the building. So they had to take people who already had the skill sets.
Big city. This seems to be in the background and all these ships. You know, it's interesting because many of these show depictions of kind of like natives, or, you know, they have some very basic gear, but then in the background, these big cities. So what's going on? This is a really interesting one. Arzilla. And many of these books show Africa with star forts in them, cities that have walls all the way around them. This one's not obviously a star fort, but you're going to see more that makes it much more clear. And
the reason is, historically, all of our ancient cities, we built forts and walls that were high 20, 30, 40 feet, because at the time, people were being invaded. Somebody would come and kill your whole city and take over your shit. This is what was going on. So of course, every civilization they built it around water, because they needed to travel, food. Also, they can go up and around mountains, right? It's a reason if you pay attention, but it was for military purposes.
If you look over here, it looks like that there's these two towers, whether there's some kind of etherical technology or energy producing towers. But this seems a little bit out of place outside of the city. Wonder what they're for. And then you have this thing on top of the cliff, maybe some ritual, ceremonial. And I wasn't sure exactly what these cities were, but I found another website that had a different map, slightly different. And basically, these are views of the 5 northern and western African coastal towns on one sheet. And supposedly they're from the 16th century. But again, that they want us to think, I mean, like, what's going on here? I mean, what do you mean? And then there's a star fort all around it. That's not right. Something does not line up with that story. And it's multiple cities. This is something that was already there until the Catholics came and try to convert these people or whoever was left into Christianity. Okay, so let's look at some more African cities from the 1500s. And this is more in the Mediterranean, so these are the islands near Africa.
And I want you to remember, like he said before they came and tried to give him Christianity. For the record, and so everybody understand as you watch my podcast, and I'm gonna be 100% blunt with you about all of this. Whenever you hear that they're giving democracy and Christianity, that means they're enslaving people in mass numbers and kidnapping, forcing, killing, brutally murdering people to take their gold, silver, to make them change their religion. This one peaceful people going around. They came in the skies of peace, but in manipulation and treason.
But again, you have star fort cities, entire cities that are barricaded, basically. So yeah, this is on Gallica, and if you try to find another version of this map, these are old depictions of the Mediterranean islands. So were they just in the 1500s? Were they just sailing everywhere and just creating these massive medieval-looking cities? And they did this all in how long did it take to do this? So if we look at
historically, the Moors owned the seas, the lands, and the water. They were seafaring, right? So of course they set up coastal cities by the water. Travel, transportation, life, right? Starts by water. That's an old ancient principle. He said, were they doing it? Yes. It's the people that historically they called them Moors, not just something we made up. So they were traveling and then they were building cities, right? The Moors were master masons, stone masons. The masonry comes from Moor science. So the part that you need to understand about the Moors who were traveling, this and that, they were stone masons. So you wonder why they like to have their forts by stone? Because where do you think they was getting the material from?
Stuff like this and some of the older maps, it's very clear that these are just leftovers of a prior civilization. Okay, so here's another old book kind of depicting Egypt and Africa from a couple hundred years ago. So let's just go ahead and open it up. This is what they're depicting Alexandria to look like. Okay, so there's a lot of things to take from this. One, this is a star fort. This is a huge barricaded city, and it looks pretty massive. Nothing to freak out about, I guess, but still very interesting. These buildings do look a little advanced for this time, but, and look at the canals, everything that's kind of going through the city. But, nothing too suspicious. And here's a depiction of Cairo. So,
and we also need to remember that there was a great library of ancient history that we had stored for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And they burned Alexandria to the ground. And we was able to save some books, but we lost a good 85-90% of those books. And they burnt it down to the ground.
Looks massive. You see the Nile. And what I find really interesting is all these pyramids, because there are many different kind of engravings and old depictions of Egypt that have all these extra pyramids that we don't really know about today, or were they just adding those for artistic, aesthetic or whatever, or whether these monuments actually here and they no longer exist. It really makes you question, why would artists even depict the pyramids this way?
I definitely can tell the person, I love how he put the information out, but I can tell he's not completely well-versed, but he is open-minded, and I thank him for the information. In the Nile, all of those pyramids, there's 92 to 96 pyramids in Nubia alone, right? It's a bunch of them. It's just more in America. But those little pyramids, like that he's showing those pictures, like the big ones, those still exist. And there's more pyramids outside along the Nile on both sides, but the areas are untouched. People don't really go in those areas, whether tribes over there that's hostile to invaders or people coming, but they're still there. Dr. Ben goes through some of them, like walking through Egypt, and I'll do those as we go through the podcast.
Autodidactic was mentioning that a lot of these pyramids kind of have an Ethiopian type. They're more vertical shape. So, what's going on here. Were there more of these types of pyramids in Cairo and they were taken down, they were removed somehow? And what's this head? What's that all about? Here's the Sphinx, and so, this could just be artistic representation, but still, why are they drawing domes? Why are they drawing skyscrapers in the back? This doesn't make sense. They shouldn't have these type of buildings during this time, and definitely not in Egypt. It's also interesting that this book depicts the Torah, which is one of the most powerful psychedelic plants that is said in many shamanic traditions to unlock the human potential and to contribute to altered states of consciousness. And maybe the society that was here at this time took use of this plant in many of their magical rituals and ceremonies. So just kind of weird that they're depicting it here. There's also many depictions of tropical type landscapes. And if this is from 400 years ago, this is supposed to be desert. So there's a lot of trees, plants, and weird creatures. And here's Morocco, another depiction of Morocco. Big cities, different book, and still there's these skyscrapers and big towers that they shouldn't be there. So why are there multiple books showing the same thing?
Say it.
99 cents per month for a year.
Why is that?
These multiple books are saying the same thing. Because we got to realize in America, there's a conjoined effort to suppress the history of the Americas, of the people, where these slaves came from, who they are exactly, and why. Right? The more I show you, the more it should make you question and want to dig for yourself. And that was another depiction of Morocco. Right? These places, when you see them, if you see Gibraltar, Morocco, right? Alexandria, when you see these places, these are what they call African cities or huge cities of our ancestors. And where's the remnants of this stuff now? Some of this still, like, a lot of people don't know, like, they said St. Louis had like 25 pyramids. But what they did was they knocked them all down except for 3 and built downtown with it. So that's why some of this stuff, they knocked it down and used a stone.
And depicts it again with stuff that doesn't or really shouldn't be there. So let's see if we can zoom in. Okay, so if you zoom in, you can see that there's actually these cities that are entire star forts. And there's multiple of them. So,
and most importantly, in order to draw this picture, you have to be in the sky. How can you make a map? You couldn't draw this picture on the ground. That's what nobody's ever thinking about. In order to make a map, you have to be in the sky. So when they say technology has been around, they've been lying to us. They want us to believe that the technology we got is that we're the first and we're most advanced. We're not. We can't build the buildings they were building. And in order for them to draw maps like this, you had to be in the sky.
Again, another book, completely different, another map depicting basically castles, different cities in Africa, but specifically star fort cities. It's taking a sec to load, so I might have to make some cuts, but here's the next page, and we see some Phoenician heraldry and a massive star fort city. So, and this guy has a box. Looks like they're bringing something to Malta. So, and it's very interesting because the next page, it's as if they're like trying to extract some kind of old ruins or... So this depiction is what seems to be an underground temple or huge architecture, but they're underground and they're trying to extract what's in here. Let's see if we can zoom. So first of all, I mean, this entire place looks kind of in ruins. I mean, it's been damaged, and you can see there's sun coming through here. So they're trying to either use this, or it's like they're repurposing this area to maybe survive. Looks like there's some fires going on. Maybe they're burning things. They're trying to get rid of stuff. But overall, it does not look like the people who are here, right? These people have come, and maybe these guys are the survivors. It does not look.
What this picture shows is this is when they were conquered. These people in the middle right here, these are the people that came in. You can see them, the Europeans. The people that's over here, these are the, so either the city had been conquered and they had taken over, or these are the survivors, or this is when they first, you know what I'm saying, after they, whatever had happened. But this is, you could clearly say, and I believe on the wall it said that was the city of Malta.
Look like these people are.
I bring these names to you because if you just want to know, all you have to do is just Google and start digging, and you'll find so much information that'll lead you to where you need to be.
The ones who built this. So who built it? Well, it's the same thing with all these books. It doesn't seem like the Christians or the Catholics who are coming to convert these people built any of this stuff. It was already there. And that the people who were here, according to these books, were cannibals or, very primitive savages. So is there something else going on that we're not told about? Maybe they're hiding? Why are there horses down here?
See, historically, Isabella promised them that if you say they were cannibals or primitive, you could take their land. So as we're learning is what? That they didn't go after the primitive tribes. They really came to take over the wealth, and because they wanted the buildings, the huge underground cities, the pyramids, they wanted it for themselves. So they came and they killed and mass murdered and enslaved and raped civilization to civilization to civilization in order to take what was theirs and then sold them into slavery.
And here we have another old book that's about the Portuguese in Africa, or exploring the New World. This is supposed to be depicting Portuguese settlements in Africa. But I don't know about that. Again, we have the same common theme here, where there's architectures and buildings that just do not belong to this narrative. Star forts and huge castles on mountains is what it looks like here. You'll see a lot of this where you'll have this heraldry, this Phoenician symbols, where they're really just trying to take credit or rewrite our history with these books. But it's funny, it's as if like when they were making.
That's why I said in history, the biggest gift I could ever tell you is that when we watch movies or learn things, they showed us pictures and made us believe it was them there when they didn't even exist or didn't have the technology to build it, the Europeans, historically. So that's why he's like, man, they're showing you towns that they saying the Portuguese owned, but really the Portuguese had conquered it and took it from their parent civilizations. Because they conquered them, sold them into slavery, went to kill them. This is what really happened. And so they show you the same picture that it was of them, but instead of putting the real person who ruled it, who they took it from, they put their self in the picture. That's how they did.
They weren't too worried about hiding the fact that all these buildings existed. It's not till in the modern day that they try to wipe all this history away. And, we have no idea that just 400 years ago, there was massive cities in Africa that were basically medieval looking. We don't know about that. That's not in history.
Yeah, because they want us to believe that all the black people was enslaved or gone from Africa, and really while slavery was going on, up until they didn't really know, they hadn't really stepped foot into Africa. In the destruction of the black civilization, it says, no, when the Moors ruled Spain, it says, there's a part where they say that a lot of people didn't understand that the Europeans never even made it into Africa, like really inside Africa until like the mid 1700s. So that tell you right there, slavery started before that. So if they never really went deep in Africa, clearly them slaves didn't really come from the African continent like they told us.
So
pay attention.
It really begs the question why these Phoenician or whoever wrote these books, why did they allow this information, which kind of shows a past civilization, why did they allow it to remain? Well, they just took credit for it. That's basically what they did. They just said, well, we did it. We made it. These are our cities. So, this is all about discovering the new world, creating the new world. So this is the New World Order. So it seems that from the old text and the old manuscripts that depicted Africa from just 500 years ago, that there's something else going on when it comes to the history of Africa. Egyptologists in the modern day are just being gatekeepers and have no intention on discovering new facts about the history of the ancients. Another common misunderstanding is this idea that the Phoenicians came after Egypt, when really it's the other way around. Now first there needs to be a distinguishment between the early Phoenicians and the later Phoenicians. The early Phoenicians came from Atlantis, they were multicultural, and they brought the knowledge of civilization.
But that's because the second Atlantis, I would say, is after the flood, after Atlantis was destroyed. But Atlantis was a multicultural, so more than likely these were like survivors of different civilizations, or not even just that, but they had somebody from each culture that was well respected, or great minds from everywhere. Because remember, they went to schools in the mystery systems of Egypt, and there was different schools, and then the best minds went here. So it wouldn't be surprising that a mixed culture would be of that, but especially a second group.
White Catholic Jesuits who decided to conquer the world and rewrite history. This is why the history of the Phoenicians can be extremely confusing. Quote, "It's likely that the city of Avaris was first settled in ancient times by the Phoenicians. The Phoenicians had settled at Thebes from the earliest times, and since we understand that the Phoenicians to be the Aryans, as well as sun worshippers, we are most receptive to the suggestion that they were the pre-dynastic founders of Avaris and other Egyptian cities." Quote, "The Phoenicians, or more correctly the Kabari, were one of the greatest maritime races in the history of the world. They were the masters of the oceans and the world's most proficient architects, shipwrights, woodworkers, traders, and astronomers. There was not a civilization in ancient Europe and Asia that did not owe their existence to the influence of the Phoenicians. This was especially the case with the Egyptians. The civilizations of pre-dynastic Egypt were founded by these mysterious people of unknown origin. The first dynasty of Egypt was made up of Phoenician kings, and the language of the two countries are strikingly similar. The language of the Phoenicians was not, as most scholars want to believe and advocate, a dialect of Egyptian. On the contrary, the Egyptian language was derived from Phoenician. They want you to believe that it's the other way around, that the Egyptians came first. But this was not their main script. This was but an esoteric society that had developed magical symbols based on an already existing script in order to communicate to the soul through more spiritual symbols. The reason that this video focuses on Egypt is that many blacks in America seem to think that they have some connection with this land. Maybe so, but I think if one was to look into the research, the conclusion is that the majority of blacks are not from this land. This is not the homeland of the Moorish peoples. I covered this in other videos where we talk about Lemuria and the legend of Calafia. On the last Secret Black History video, there were many comments that I would consider black supremacist in nature, and there's this ideology.
And you want to hear what's crazy is he's even saying, and clearly this is a young white male, that the American blacks do not owe their ancestry completely to Africa. Now that is one of our, if that's the mother of civilization, the cradle of life, yes, in that aspect, because all life started there. But the people of America, the copper people, have a derivative of a place that we're standing on in America. So that's why I told you, when I deal in knowledge, I don't just deal with black scholars. I deal with people of all walks of life who care about truth and understanding, who are searching for the truth in all of its purest forms, so that we do understand who we are, what we are, where we come from, what happened. That should be the question. It's up to us as people every day in America, and let me focus on y'all. It's up to us to focus, to want to know our history and who we are. Sometimes I talk to a lot of people, but I realize it's a lot of us that don't even care. Not just us people. We don't even care anymore. So we got to have a will to want to know. Because even with all of the wealth and all the technology, and the more they give us, the less we even care, and the further and further away we get. I hope that we start to care. You know what I'm saying? I hope that you care for the people that watch this and want to know more. And I hope that something that I show you or something I say will spark your mind and make you want to dig or find out more about your history and who you are, or about the true history of the world, because it's all about history, regardless of what we are. But especially to the people who have history has been taken from and told them it was nothing, you need to understand that everything you think you know is a lie. You need to understand that everything that you was taught to believe